Brenda Episcopo from United Way. Brenda, good morning.
Well, good morning.
It's great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So we wanted to time this perfectly so you're in here with a beer.
Beer and Brenda.
There you go.
It's the new name of the segment. Nagel, good morning.
Good morning.
So Brenda, let's talk about what's happening out there. It's we're making the turn into springtime. Before you know it, they're going to be pouring beer over at Saranac Thursday.
Oh, my goodness. Training is in 2 weeks, and the event kicks off in 3. So,
And you do need training for this?
We train the coordinators of all the
Come
groups.
on,
Trina
it's a
Webster.
party.
And I'm Dan Webster, founders
There's
of
lots
Z
of
Quiet.
rules, believe it or not.
Yeah,
he did.
Hang on
I
a
don't know.
second.
Somebody's playing commercials on me here. You call it training. They call it a little party, little happy hour.
So a lot of people don't realize that we coordinate about 900 volunteers a year for Saranac Thursday, and we just sent our notifications out yesterday, so I'm assuming it's okay to talk about this publicly now, but we received 110 applications of groups of people looking to pour at Saranac Thursday, and we got as creative as we could be, and we managed to schedule 70% of those groups, and the rest are on a waiting list in case they add concerts or a group backs out and cancels, but it's just overwhelming the people that want to pour at Saranac Thursday.
It has become it's become a thing.
Has become a thing.
Yeah. Which
now,
is
if we
awesome.
could get all the energy that surrounds Saranac Thursday for just one day into our Close the Gap campaign, we'd be doing really well.
Well, and you're into your final close the gap, meaning you're into your final month.
We are. So we're headed towards the campaign finale. That's where we announce how did we do towards our $2.1 million goal.
How short are you right
We
now?
are tracking $100,000 short.
Wow.
So we have a
That's
social
big-
media
that's a
campaign running.
chunk of change.
It's a good chunk of change. But the cool thing is we have 11 new businesses signed on to do pinup campaigns. You know,
Okay.
you write your name on the thing and stick it on the wall.
Nice.
And then we also have 3 new workplace campaigns running out of this Close the Gap push. And we are winning back donors that used to give through their workplace, but where they work now, they don't do United Way
Got it.
campaigns, and we didn't have their home information. So we're catching up with a lot of folks that we lost touch with and bringing some new people on board.
The good news is with businesses, because you deal with a lot of businesses, they still have landlines. Businesses do.
Yes.
These other groups that really rely on people and on phone lists, they have no idea how to get in touch with people anymore.
No.
So that's a benefit, I guess. But and you have social media, you have the electronics of all of this that kind of
Yeah,
assist you
that's
too.
helpful. And 80% of our revenue comes from individuals in those businesses, though. So we are still relying on people in the community to pitch in and help, because what happens is if we don't hit our goal of $2.1 million, then we can't fund all the programs that we're funding.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of uncertainty in the world of human services right now with funding streams and regulations and changes.
We're talking about a lot of money being cut out of the federal budget.
Well, and with some of the cuts to the charitable tax deductions, we're biting our nails on that a little bit to see how that's going to roll out as well. So $100,000, we're going to close that gap. We know it, but we need help from folks. And just, then people say to me, oh my gosh, $100,000, what's my $20 going to do? $30 will make sure 3 local high-risk teens graduate on time, get a job, or go to college.
That's big.
That's
I mean,
huge.
that benefits us down the road.
All the way around. When you get $50, you provide 3 meals a day for a whole month for someone that doesn't have enough money for food. So small gifts make big impacts, and we would just encourage anyone that could.
Can I also just bring up, too, you guys are very lean.
We are very lean.
United Way, unlike, and you can go look at the data,
Yep,
look
it's all
at the
on
numbers.
our website.
It's up there. You can see salaries. You can see expenditures. You can see it all.
Yep.
You guys are pretty lean.
We are pretty lean. We have 14 staff, including all of our programming staff, and 2,000 volunteers and about 8,000 supporters.
Yeah.
So United Way really is not our staff. It's the community coming together. So it's our last push.
So your last push, you got to hit 2.1 million, and that means that's basically you've done your math and realized in order to take care of everybody we need to take care of in the area, you're $100,000 short.
Yep.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to get involved, they can go to the website.
Yep, UnitedWayVGU.org. That's Valley and Greater Utica area. UnitedWayVGU.org. They can find our Facebook page, and all the links are right there. It's really easy. It's an online giving campaign.
Can you stand up before you go? Show off your T-shirt.
Oh, my heroes, my Live United.
I was going to
that's
say,
really nice.
is that the United Way logo inside of the Superman diamond, basically?
Yeah, it might be.
That's really cool.
It was the theme of our hockey night with Utica College, Live Heroic. So we had quote-unquote superheroes and a photo booth with the kids.
I like
That's
it.
a nice shirt.
All right, and little things. I mean, you guys help kids, you help organizations and things, and a lot of this has all been done. This is political. This was all talked about and has been talked about for the last several years. We need our community groups to be able to take care of these people. It shouldn't be in the form of taxes. And that's why you guys exist, and that's why you're so important.
Around the country, United Way, as a network of all of us, first of all, we're not a franchise of a worldwide organization. We're an independently owned member. But when we all pool, if you count all the money raised by all the United Ways, we are the single largest funder of human services outside of the government.
Wow. That's pretty big.
But that funding comes from people giving donations.
Quickly, just to put a face to this, some things, concrete things, like when there was need in the valley with flooding.
Absolutely.
United Way was there.
Yep.
Complete my paragraph.
So we have a new initiative called Ready for Kindergarten. We are piloting in Remsen School District and Central Valley Academy because they have two factors in play. One, super high rates of childhood poverty. And two, rural, so they don't have access to the services like someone living closer to the city does.
Yep.
So you have a family, they have one car, the one parent takes that car to work, the child has special needs or the parent has limited knowledge about how to parent that child to get them ready for kindergarten. Often we don't really recognize what the issues are with that child until they hit the door of kindergarten.
Yeah.
Now, because of that, up to 25% of kids hitting the door in kindergarten are not ready for kindergarten. It holds the entire class back, and those kids almost never catch up in the long run.
Yep.
What's also interesting is the skills that they're lacking when they come into kindergarten, the ability to share, present themselves well, regulate their emotions.
Puts a burden on the teachers. They got to be teaching all this stuff.
Oh, my goodness, it does. But it's also the same exact thing we hear from the employers that a certain percentage of people are lacking when they interview for jobs.
Right.
They don't present themselves well. They don't communicate. They can't work on a team. So
Yeah, this stuff can't be started at age 15.
no, we have to start at zero.
Great example. And
Thank
but
you.
you guys are there when this community needs you, and I think
Absolutely.
it's big. So,
And don't forget about 211. We need to remind people about the free information and referral hotline. If you need help and don't know where to call, you just dial 211 and you can get help. And that's another program of United Way.
UnitedWayVGU.org.
Thank you.
Or you can mail in a donation to 201 Lafayette Street, Utica, 13502. But it's also nice to pledge so much per out of your workplace and all that stuff.
Sure is.
Okay, good,
Thanks
Brenda.
for
Thank you.
having me.